Theory number one. I forgot.
Come on, Benny, man. The kid is a L7 weenie.
Hi, I'm Marcel the Loser. Welcome to episode 2 of the L7 Weenie podcast. Today, I thought we'd cover, or not necessarily cover, let's talk about Rick and Morty season 4. Most people like the show, and seeing as how, making videos on trending topics is a very easy way to get views, I thought we'd talk about maybe some season 4 predictions for Rick and Morty, or at least the first 5 episodes. I was just gonna talk about what it would be like, just do a straight up, prediction theory, typical YouTube shit. But I thought, seeing as how this is the home for infinite losers, and it's centered around my comic Mugen, which basically is a huge crossover comic, let's talk about what season 4 would be like if it encompassed the entire Mugen universe. So, theory number 1. I forgot. Okay, so theory number 1 is called, or rather, the episode of episode 1. Cool. Episode 1 is called Edge of Morty, Rick, Die, Repeat. So, going off of that, let's say I think episode 1 is going to be about, alright, so Rick comes up with some kind of invention on some, wiggity wagga woo woo shit, and then he of course pulls Morty into it to get to try it out. And what it is, sort of like how they kind of just, well, no, not that episode. That was Jerry. But basically they spend the whole episode doing kind of a simulation thing where Morty is thrown into a situation by Rick, and he keeps dying over and over trying to succeed at something, right? And it's actually having let's say, just to make it affect the rest of the family, because that's usually how they do it now. A way to bring in the rest of the family is that you make the machine that Rick is using to reset time is having an effect on the rest of the universe. I guess that would be kind of like the episode with the slug monster, though, the time cop slug thing. So that probably wouldn't be good. But I'm saying you do something to where it's having some sort of side effect on the rest of the family and the rest of the world in general. And, maybe they're a bit conscious of what's happening as well, versus, because usually, in those, kind of Groundhog Day things, they really only do it with the one person inside, the repeat. It's just he's experiencing everything over and over again while everyone else is taking it as a new experience. It might be cool, though, if what they did was... Well, it's got a cool text. Alright, that's a lot of words. But I can't read all that right now. We only got 7 minutes. What it would be cool, though, is if what they did is everyone's experiencing it again. But, of course, Rick is the only one taking it I didn't know what the hell's going on, because he's, initiating it. So, anyways, they go through this little, random Rick and Morty adventure. But at the end of it, what happens is that emissaries from the Citadel, the Rick and Morty Citadel, show up and seize the weapon after Rick not the weapon, but the invention after Rick sort of abandons it, and then they confiscate it, and then you see, this is what you would do in sort of the after credits scene, right? You see them get the invention, they come up, get the invention, they fly off or teleport to wherever they're going, and it turns out that they're selling it actually to some type of alien superpower. I guess it would be cool. It would be cool if it was Frieza or something like that. That would be cool. You would think an interstellar being such as Frieza would have crossover opportunities or moments with people like Rick. Theory number 2, or prediction number 2. So episode 2 of Rick and Morty season 4 is called "The Old Man in the Seat." So I was watching like Emergency Awesome video, and apparently it's like kind of a reference to a Star Trek episode, having something to do with I don't know. I didn't watch Star Trek, and that was in episode 1. Remember that episode 1 last week? Good times. All right, so old man in the seat. So I was like, well, what if they went like a different direction with it, and instead of having it to do with Star Trek or something like that, it was just more so that one surface reference, but it was actually having to do with the Jedi, right? What if the Jedi wanted to recruit Morty, and now he has to complete all these tasks, or not tasks, but challenges in order to become one of them, seeing as how he's not like an official, he's not born from they little crew. But, he has a lot of potential, all the knowledge and tutelage he's gained from hanging out with Rick, all that good stuff to where he could become a Jedi. And of course, Morty wants to become a Jedi. Who doesn't want to become a Jedi? You get a laser sword and really dope sleepwear. Sleepwear? Yeah, robes. Okay, yeah, robes. You get really cool robes, and you get to wear them everywhere you go. It's like pajama pants, but it's a lot more formal, and people respect you. Now, episode 3. It's called One Crew Over the Cuckoo's Morty, right? That's a reference to a Jack Nicholson movie called Something Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's about Jack Nicholson like getting transferred from a prison to an insane asylum. So I was like, yo, that would be perfect time to do Santa Claus prison. 2 words, 3 words, Santa Claus prison. That's exactly what they should do. A mental institution for the multiverse's Santa Clauses, and how they've all just kind of gone like, either you're just, I'm just saying, a dude that spends all year thinking about children, there's bound to be a couple across the multiverse that are a little unhinged, And that just sounds right to me. But I was like, yeah, Santa Claus prison. And you do it right, and that's like an episode that takes place right before December. It's like the last November episode. So you kind of like, you're able to do this kind of dark themed Santa Claus Christmas episode without it being directly in December, so you don't catch too much flack. And then, okay, so Rick and Morty prediction. Yeah, prediction 4. So this would be the episode where it has something to do with that app that Jerry's developing with Morty. And that like alien that has like "do not develop my app" on his head. And I like how they didn't bother contracting that word too. It just says "do not." They like, because they most likely lasered that shit in. It's like, well, we could just say "don't," We don't have to say like, no. Do not put that whole shit into his head. Like, we want to be very explicit here. We want to be understood that people should not do this. Don't leaves a lot of room for interpretation. It's like, no, do not. I don't know. Do not actually sounds more confusing. Do not. Huh. Okay. Episode 5, though. The 5th episode of Rick and Morty season 4. Right before the mid-season break. Rattlestar Rick Lactica. This is where the big guns come in. So, for those who don't know, Rick and Morty has had like a long-standing crossover, like very subtle Easter egg crossovers with this old children's TV show. Well, yeah, children's TV show. Gravity Falls. So, what you would do here is you finally make it official, right? Something real big right before the end of the mid-season, and if you want to go real big, you make it like an hour. You make it like an hour long, and you have Ford come through a portal to recruit Rick and Morty to help him deal with stuff. And it's not like it won't deal with like Bill or anything like that. Like maybe some Easter eggs, but I mean, it would be like kind of an isolated adventure, just something Ford's been dealing with all this time. And if you really want to get like, you know, sort of canonical, if you want to make it a story, if you want to make it a story, you put like little things, little subtle things in the 4 episodes leading up to this that make it kind of like, oh, so that's what that was about, you know? Like it had to do with what Ford was dealing with. And now he's coming to recruit Rick and Morty and to get their help, right? They have this cool adventure, all that good stuff. It's everything everyone wanted. You get like cameos from Dipper and Mabel, or Dipper and Mabel Morty. That'd be kind of cool, right? And then like at the end of the episode, like on the maybe the cold whatever, I forget what they call it. What's it called? After credit scene. Like after credit scene, you show where Ford was actually working with Evil Morty. Like in the first episode, you had like his emissaries from the Citadel. This time you'll actually see Evil Morty, right? And that Evil Morty was working with Ford to some extent. Maybe it was to rescue Dipper and Mabel, right? This is where their cameo could come in. But like Ford had to do something, and he had to get the, you know, Rick and Morty, C-137, their help to do it, in order to save Dipper and Mabel. But, you know, he helped Evil Morty do something, and like it's helping him to achieve his end game, which is what season 4's got to be all about. Evil Morty. It's like it's time. So like that would be like the season finale of, you know, like them dealing with them finally confronting Evil Morty in some way. And like the second 5 episodes have to be like, maybe the first episode is somewhat of an isolated adventure, but then like the next 4 after that probably would be like a lot more story driven, where it's like a more stronger sense of continuity and stuff like that. Just where you span, you know, this big story over like the next 4 episodes. And it's not like it has to be like really big, like a 4-part episode, but more so like just like little trickles, and the trickles just get bigger and bigger as you get to that last episode. Like I think that would be really cool. So yeah, those are my 5 my Mugen theory predictions for season 4 of Rick and Morty. I mean, clearly none of these are gonna happen, but it'd be kind of cool, right? I mean, what we got? Evil Morty. We got the Citadel dealing with Frieza and like his whole galactic empire. We've got the Jedi, Star Wars, dealing with, you know, trying to recruit Morty. Then you've got Santa Claus prison. Great. And then there's the Jerry episode. It's alright. We don't really have to get too much. I mean, I guess, yeah, so what would be the crossover for the Jerry episode, right? Like, if it's going to be in the Mugen universe, something has to cross over. Maybe this is more of a subtle crossovers, right? Where they deal with, they make more references than actual crossovers. And it's more just so an isolated Rick and Morty adventure. Let's see. This is going to be hard to edit together. 7 minutes is hard. I started talking. I mean, I know I've been texting too. She didn't respond back to me yet. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to just talk make it fit in 7 minutes, just rambling. And then also trying to make it entertaining. That's the challenge. It's like, are you really that funny that you just talk and it's just people care? But yeah. So who crosses over? Yeah, they probably like subtle ones. And maybe a cameo, right? Like, because it looks like they go to the mothership. What's his name? Gucci? It's not Gucci. But it's something like that. The alien that with the tattoo on his head. they go to his mothership, and they like pop up right in the middle of that whole little, like, it looks like they're type of military, like marching or whatever. They should pop up in that, get sent to a prison temporarily, or maybe they just run through a prison trying to escape, and maybe they see someone in the prison, right? So like just running by, you see like someone in there. Like maybe they got a hold of Chilai from Dragon Ball Z, like Brawly's chick. Maybe they got a hold of the old man, right? And or what else? I mean that's good right there. Just someone in the prison, you know. Maybe one of the Bender robots from when Bender was doing all that time travel, and he along the lines he got caught by this alien organization, and he's kind of just riding that out till he escapes. Like maybe one of the bending robots is in there. There's a lot of stuff they could do. Like you really like that's the potential of Mugen is so it's infinite. So it really could be anything. But yeah, that's what you do with that. Nothing too big, nothing too major. Just a subtle Easter egg and like maybe a couple like mentions of technology from like other shows or whatever like that, stories. Maybe a Earthworm Jim reference, right? Or the forming of the intergalactic committee dupe, right? I mean, I don't know what year that's actually supposed to form. You have to check the Futurama timeline. But I mean, still, point is, yeah, that's how you would do it for that episode. So yeah, those are my 5 very Mugen predictions for Rick and Morty season 4. And I don't know. I like doing videos like this, kind of just like an open brainstorm session. I ramble a lot more in these though, and so it's kind of hard to fit it into 7 minutes. I don't know if I'll really be able to do it like this anymore, but I like doing that, so I'm gonna try and do some episodes like this versus just like talking about my week all the time or what I've been going through. It's like, yeah, let's just take some time to like just have like an open brainstorm session, and you just get to see how I kind of just come up with ideas. But all right, so that's the episode. Subscribe. Why the fuck not? Just do it. And like the video if you really just stayed here and watched it the whole time. You might as well like it. And I need to get better at these little sign offs because this is trash.